What's good, baby? Shakuya KNine.
And it's the young man Krill. How y'all doing today?
Hey, man, you already know what it is, man. So we about to talk a few things today. A little conversation, man. First little podcast. We're going to open it up, man, and just have a little dialogue. So.
Two local rappers in the Las Vegas scene. Been doing it for over a decade. And this is one of the first times where we actually get a chance to sit down and talk outside of music, add the music, life, love, food, everything. So I'd like to start, if you don't mind, Mr. KNine, and I want to ask you, what was your favorite moment in this Las Vegas hip hop scene when you're on stage, on tour, pressing up your CDs? What's your favorite moment that you can remember in Las Vegas?
Man, in Vegas, because we done stuff outside of Vegas back in the day, but in Vegas, you know what, I'm going to say probably one of my most favorite times, man, was performing at the Cooler Lounge.
Okay, Cooler Lounge, yes.
Y'all don't know about the Cooler Lounge? You ain't from here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, back in the day, right, if you were anybody at the time, you had to go, just like, you know what I'm saying, going through the range, getting your stripes, you had to perform at the Cooler Lounge. That was real hip-hop back in the day. You know what I mean? So, being booked at the Cooler Lounge, right there on Lake Kid years ago, I mean, that was one of my defining moments. I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying, this is what it is, I'm a part of it, so, yeah.
All right.
How about you?
Early hip-hop was always the best.
Now, when you say early hip-hop, what are you talking about?
For me, early is like 08, for me.
Okay.
I mean, I graduated 04, so giving you my age a little bit, but like by 08, I really was hitting my stride. But I want to talk about it a little bit later. I don't know if y'all remember Daddy Max. Daddy Max had like about a year.
That was in Henderson, right?
That was in Henderson, yeah. So Vegas, Henderson. Yeah. So Daddy Max had like this little run for about a year and a half, and I had the opportunity to do shows myself there, not just being on the bill. And we did a thing called Mature Mondays. Okay. And every Monday we had like a Madden tournament. We had young ladies getting Moscato it was $10 bottomless Moscato.
It was lit,
It
basically.
was lit. I'm talking about lit. The dudes was drinking. Well, you really did. The dudes was drinking off the girls' Moscatos and stuff like that. And I had a chance to have Dizzy D Flashy, now known as Dizzy Wright, perform there. And it was just a really good time. And it let me transition from being not just an entertainer, but a promoter as well. I got to see both sides of it. So that was like that little year, about 2011, 2012, that little year right there was really nice for me in hip hop.
Absolutely. That's a defining moment, man. Anytime you got moments like that, you know what I'm saying, I think those things are everlasting. You know, some of these defining moments, these are the reasons why we do what we do. You know what I'm saying? When you have one of the greatest shows, you don't have to have hella people there. If you have a good enough crowd, if the energy is right, that right there is love. That's what keeps us as artists, you know what I'm saying, passionate. You know what I mean?
Straight up, Mature Mondays, I mean, think about it, it's a Monday.
Right.
We wasn't packing up the house every Monday. But some Mondays it was packed, some Mondays it was just a few people. But just having that camaraderie, you get to see other Vegas talents, you're shaking hands, kissing babies, exchanging business cards. Yeah, you politicking, and it's just beautiful because hip hop is supposed to be all love. And I tell you, a lot of times in Vegas we had that love that was like no other, and so I really appreciated those time periods.
That's good.
You know, segue. In those time periods, you probably did a lot of shows with a handful of different rappers, handful of different singers and artists. Do you have a favorite local artist? Whether you've done something with them or you haven't, or you just enjoyed their music?
Man,
who's your, you know?
Absolutely. You know, so when you and I were doing our thing back in the day, like heavy, you know what I'm saying, the scene was a lot smaller. Now it's opened up. There's artists that I've never heard that are coming up. Now I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? As long as y'all representing Vegas, showing respect, it's all love. I don't give a fuck who you are, how old you are. You know what I'm saying? But for me, that's been consistent throughout the years. And it may sound kind of cliche, but I'm gonna say Interstate Fats, man.
Interstate Fats.
Bro. Fats, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Fats right now. He's locked up, man. Free Fats.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? Fats to me, like. So I'm a person of the underdog type of shit, right? The shit that I grew up in and stuff, you know what I'm saying? We've all kind of seen growing up. Interstate Fats to me was an underdog in a lot of ways, you know what I'm saying? He's a big fat white dude and shit, you know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah,
when you look at him and shit, you think
you don't see dope MC battle rapper when you first look at Interstate Fats.
Nah, he not to say he don't have the swag, but he don't have the typical swag, right? But when you hear the dude spit, his delivery, his bars, the battles that he, bro.
His mannerisms when he gets the flip in his mannerisms.
it's a fucking buffet. He just going in and eating these MCs. Man. So to me, Fats, and even aside from that, it's hard. Like if you look at a lot of battle rappers. Not a lot of battle rappers make good songs. They don't make good music.
Right.
Fats was able to do both.
That is very true.
You know what I'm saying? He was working with the Audibles, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Audibles, they killing it out here. But, you know, he had good production and stuff like that. But he's able to make songs and battle rap. And that's a very hard thing to do, bro. It's either one or the other.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna try to move in that same direction because I can shout out somebody in the crew because I love everybody that I've ever worked with personally, Avengers West, A-Dub, all of us. But I'm gonna go dope shoes with the matching attire.
Oh,
your squad hot, but baby, my camp's fire. Your boy Samson. Samson was one of my favorite MCs. I actually met Samson in high school before all of this. He used to rap with some other cats, and I just, from the moment I heard him freestyle to the battle rapping, I remember we used to do battle raps at the box office before it was scripted. You really had to freestyle. Right. He was giving me some pointers and some tips before I jumped in there, helped me win my first battle rap, then I battled him my second round and I lost. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. But you know what I'm saying? But shouts out to Samson, man. I've always respected him, always appreciated him. I never had the opportunity to do a song with him. Just, you know, he was a very busy young man. He had a lot to do. He was always moving. And it's not to say that I didn't get a chance to work with it, but if I'm not jumping on it, he got places to go, people to see, you know, hands to shake, babies to kiss. So, you know what I'm saying, never no hard feelings with that. Maybe we can, in our 30s and late 40s or something.
Brings that side of retirement. I don't know if he's doing anything right now, but hey.
I just seen him on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, shouts out to him and his lovely family, you know, but I like to maybe see if we can do something in the twilight years, you know what I'm saying, but if not, it's cool. But Samson was definitely one of my favorite MCs out here. His stage presence, his flow, the songs, and him and Chrome. I think Chrome was his, well, now I won't say his hype man because he was an MC too, but the way they bounced back and forth, it was that Red and Meth energy. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's throw flowers at the people while they're here, man. We always talking about who I'm the best, we the best, whatever. But let's give love to the people who are here, because that's what hip hop is about. It's about love and respect, man. So shouts out to Samson Campfire. Shouts out to Interstate Fats, Free Fats. You know what I'm saying? Two local MCs is trying to give love to the ones that's out there still doing it, or if they're not still doing it, the ones who helped us.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Pave the way, exactly.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, Sammy, man, I remember Sammy, man, seeing him around a lot of shows and stuff like that, man. Sammy's always been cool, always been doing his thing, man. And he was somebody, you know what I'm saying, I looked up to too as well. A lot of respect. Campfire was killing it.
Campfire was killing it.
Like, if you was on a part of Campfire, you really wasn't doing your thing.
Right, right.
I'd say she wasn't shit.
Yeah.
But
Campfire, shout out to Mikey VIP. He recruited me. I think I was a member of Campfire for like 90 days. I don't know if I passed my 90 I don't know if I passed my 90-day probation, you know what I'm saying? But we was all doing our thing, and it was all love. Never anything less than love.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to Campfire Music, man. Vegas, Henderson, y'all holding down, man. You already know what it is.
So, flipping the script. So we talked about our favorites, and we talked about our best moments. Is there a moment in local Las Vegas hip hop, and you said you did shows in other cities too, so let's just say in K-Nine's career, what was one of the worst moments that you could think of?
Man, okay, so this was one that was out here. Me and my boy Gino Young, he's one of my aces from the Bay. We started doing music together in 2011. But we did a show at one of the car shows. One of my Filipino partners and shit threw a big car show, hella people there and stuff like that. And so what I don't know how we got into this pattern. We always got into a pattern of, oh, we got a show coming up next week. So we did like 40 shows. You know what I'm saying, throughout a certain amount of years. And we always had shows coming up. And I don't know how we got into a pattern, but it's like, oh, we got a show coming up in 2 weeks. Let's do a new fucking song.
Okay.
Let's write it, let's write a new song, you know what I'm saying, brand new, fresh out the table and shit, you know what I'm saying, and put something together, record it, implement the show. I ended up going on stage, you know what I'm saying, we were going and stuff like that. He did his verse, and it was live, like we didn't have the music recorded yet, the lyrics, the backing track. And like after like 4 bars, I blacked out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, bro, I blacked out. So I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? I looked at the crowd was like, what the fuck, what are you doing, bro?
Where's the rest of it?
What the fuck, like, so people kind of laughing, I was like, damn. I was like, hey, my bad, y'all, we just wrote this verse the other night, I forgot it, But then, there was another song, because it was mainly Asian people, a lot of Filipinos and shit in the import car scene. And I did a song called Ako Ai Filipino, which means I am Filipino, you know what I'm saying, represent the culture.
Ako Ai.
Ako Ai Filipino, Yep. And then when that joint came on and I started rapping, all of a sudden everybody, so I was able to bring the crowd back. I was able to redeem myself.
Yeah.
But for those, you know what I'm saying, for that 30, 45 seconds, it was painful.
Yeah, I'm bad. Oh my God, that's the worst. I wish I could say that was my worst moment because I've done stuff like that a little more often than I like to admit.
Yeah.
Shouts out to all the hype men who ever been on stage with me who can bounce back if I miss one of them lyrics or something like that. But worst moment ever. I think this got to be like my daughter. She love my character too. It might be like 07, 08 at the box office.
Okay.
I believe it was Ryan Thorne's lead.
I remember Ryan.
And Dynamically Insane had just put this together.
Damn.
We had a young group called Dirt City.
Okay.
Dirt City turned into Twist and Bread, TAB, who joined Avengers West later on. They get on stage and they do their thing. I get on stage and something's going on. Dirt City, shouts out to y'all, but y'all brought some hoodlums. Y'all brought some hood boogers to the damn show. And there was a fight that broke out. Now I'm on stage, my girl pregnant, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's getting into a fight. Somebody pick up a chair, hit another female with the chair, and I'm on stage like,
a dude hit a female with a chair?
Well, excuse me, you're right. A couch. He picked up a little love seat, picked it up over his head, and I'm on stage like, baby!
Damn.
Baby, get the car! Tell her, get the car, meet me around front. She pregnant. I get to the car. There's 3 people already in my car. I'm like, get the hell out of my car. Me and my baby, we gotta go. Like, no guns, thank God. But like, whatever the fight was about, whatever the reasoning behind it, I seen somebody get hit with a love seat, and I've never been the same since.
I've never seen that. Not even on World Star.
Yeah, I can't get somebody to help me move a couch when I'm moving. This dude picked up a whole couch and a female. I was done. One of the worst moments in hip hop, but also a defining moment. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that I always found exits. I have my exit strategy from that point on. From that moment on, I was ready for anything, even a couch. I almost said chair again. Even a couch.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I can only imagine if you had to grab the couch and do that shit on stage at you.
Oh, not even over,
bro.
I'd have sued everybody. I ain't no scrapper. I'm suing. Everybody gonna see my lawyer.
That's it. Damn, that's crazy, man. Yeah, there's been some other times, man. There's another time that we did shows, man. So we used to do shows at the Diamond Rose Lounge. It was in Chinatown, or not in Chinatown. I'm sorry. What is it, the Q Club right down there?
Yeah, Diamond Rose. You told me about that. I actually haven't had the pleasure of performing there. But
yeah, man.
I heard about it through you.
Yeah, a lot of there was a lot of, you know what I'm saying, with some hood shit going on there. It was, you know what I'm saying, we all from Northtown, like the real Northtown, not Aliante. Camino Norte, no. Nah, bro, Easton and Owens.
Northtown Civic Center,
Cheyenne, Las Vegas Boulevard, Pecos, Total Palm, McCarran.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, so I'm used to a lot.
They do have a Dutch Brothers over there now.
What?
They got a Dutch Bros over there.
Hey,
gentrification.
What's that coming up?
They got a Dutch Bros on Cary and Civic Center. But anyway, go ahead, man.
That's crazy. I never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know what I'm saying, I'm used to all that shit. But I think one of the things that stopped my boy Gino Young, so he, you know what I'm saying, he was, I think, a new father right in that time. And we're doing, like I said, we're doing hella shows, like almost every other fucking weekend. Like we were just bam, just grinding. And some shit popped off, and this one dude just walking around with an AK, bro. Straight AK, you know what I'm saying, just walking around, just ready to just unload. And I think from that point on, my boy is like, dude, what are we doing? Like, we're doing all this, we're not getting paid for the shows, you know what I'm saying? If y'all know local artists normally don't get paid. Sometimes we, like, I don't want to say we have to pay, but we have to put in work to be on a show.
You can probably get a couple dollars on pre-sales.
Exactly.
If you do your pre-sale game right, but other than that, you gotta be a top bill artist to get any paper, you know?
Man, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that bothers me about the community, right? So we got all this, especially out here, bro. I feel like people don't take that seriously as far as a music place, because I think maybe we don't have a major record label.
Right.
And with all due respect to the people that have made it out of Vegas, we don't have anybody
blown up.
People, yeah. Like
we've got some semi-famous B-lists. No offense to the Disney rights or whoever.
They doing their thing. But
we don't have no A-list celebrity.
And nobody bring it back to the city, you know what I'm saying, in that fashion.
I mean, did Neo even represent us?
I don't think he's from Vegas. I heard he's from LA, went to high school out here.
Just went to high school out here, so that's about it.
You know what I mean? But I feel like, people don't take Vegas serious as far as like, music, but yet we have the biggest shows, the biggest talents, the biggest artists that come out here to perform.
A lot of opportunities.
But there's no local love, man. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, it's a business. It's a business. These people, hey, how much can I make off of you? But there's, you know what I'm saying, if you grow up out here and you know how the scene is, the scene's been big. We didn't just start popping off a couple of years ago. The scene's been big for years. You know what I'm saying? It's grown a lot more. But I would love to see more unity, more people coming together, more DJs, you know what I'm saying, messing with local artists.
Yeah.
I think egos just need to be watered down, bro. That's the biggest thing.
I think if Vegas, and I hate using the crabs in the barrel metaphor, but a lot of times we're just
That's a lot of places.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
if we could all, even if we came together and picked like the chosen one.
Right.
I remember back in the day where Nelly and the St. Lunatics came out of St. Louis. Nelly wasn't the only St. Louis rapper. Nelly wasn't the only lunatic. But they were all able to get behind him and rally behind him and push him, and it helped open the door for other St. Louis rappers and other St. Louis entertainers. Even if we had the chosen one, even if we said, all right, let's all get behind KNine and just push and push and push him, that'll open the door for the other people.
Absolutely.
But everybody wants to be the first. Everybody wants to be the biggest and the brightest. And sometimes you got to be able to step back to step forward. And I don't know if we got that in us.
Well, look at it this way. Put it in a big perspective, right? So everything that happened, rest in peace to George Floyd. If you only have one person marching, or if you only have one race marching, think about how loud that voice would be, right? It's only going to get to a certain level.
Yeah.
But when you got white people, you got Asians, you got Hispanics, you got Samoans, you got all these other races coming together as one voice, how much more is that amplified?
Yeah, how much louder is that voice?
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with hip hop. You think about the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Why is the Bay? The Bay blew up, I feel like, because you had so many people like E40 on his Instagram. I'll see sometimes he posts little videos and stuff like that of somebody else, like some small time rapper. I'm like, who the fuck? I look, the dude has like 1,000 followers or whatever the case may be. But it's good music.
Right.
And you got something like E40 that's pushing, supporting his own, he's co-signing for him. He's pushing his own people, you know what I'm saying, his own community. The same thing with the South.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
The South blew up because of that, man. You had everybody working together. But Vegas, I feel like there's so much, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to charge you this, I'm going to do this and that, instead of saying, let's make good music, let's put Vegas on the map, let's all have the same common goal and common agenda and work together with it.
Man, I could name a million times, man. We even wrote a song about it. How many times have I went to another person's show, been in the front row of their show, hands up, drinking air, learning their lyrics, learning their chorus, supporting the hell out of them. By the time I get on stage, they taking a smoke break, they out there rolling up a blunt, they out there about to go someplace, you know what I'm saying? They done. They come in, they make their appearance, they get all the celebrity and all of the notoriety for themselves, and then after that they end up going someplace else, you know what I'm saying? And once again, I haven't been in the scene since maybe 2012, 2013, so it's been a minute. But if this the same, it's going to be a really hard struggle to get back to where we need to be if it's the same type of shit going on that happened back then. You know?
No, I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing, man. We just need to come together, man, and support each other, jump on other people's projects. Now, I know people can't do it with everybody because some people have standards. If you don't have bars, you know what I'm saying?
True.
I can respect that. I can respect that. But I think, you know what I'm saying, people, for the most part, need to take their egos out of the equation, man. I mean...
And I know it's hard. I got an ego. I've been on records where, oh my God, I hope they don't ever put this record out. You know what I'm saying? I went out, I put 16 on a cat's track, and I'm like, ooh, I pray this never get out.
Right.
Then I went out, I put 16 on a guy's record, and I still ain't heard it yet. To this day, I'm like, man, that shit was fire, boy. What happened to it? So egos can collide, and I know I'm not perfect, and I have an ego as well. Everybody's got to think that they're good or a master of their craft, but you have to be able to put it to the side for the betterment of the community and the betterment of your team. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. It's like anything. I mean, football, basketball, anything. Teams succeed and they win the Super Bowl, they win these championships because they work together.
They work together, yeah.
It's not one person. Everybody has a position, everybody has a part that they play. And I feel like if local artists, not just Vegas, bro, but other communities and stuff like that, but especially us since we out here, if people did that, if the bigger DJs, you know what I'm saying, started helping out and playing more local music, not saying that they could do it on the radio, because that's a different platform. But maybe at some of the smaller clubs, not the bigger clubs on the strip, but again, some of the smaller clubs in Commonwealth, for example. Commonwealth, I feel like you, and I could be wrong, but I feel like they have an open platform to where they can play pretty much whatever they want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure there's no super overhead where somebody's saying, no, you can only play top 40 or top 100. Yeah.
You know, and I could be wrong, but that's kind of my mentality, man. Let's spread each other around. Let's put that shit out there. Bro.
But you'd be surprised how much these local DJs are doing weddings and kinseys and parties. You slip in a track.
Oh yeah.
People are like, hey,
who's that?
Hey, who's that?
Can you run it back?
Hey, real quick, this is my buddy such and such MC. Real quick.
Right.
And nobody's playing 3 minutes and 36 seconds of a song anymore anyway. DJs is playing a minute, get to that second hook. By that second hook, they're fading it out to the next one anyway. So local DJs can do something like that for aspiring artists, especially if it's hot.
Absolutely.
We ain't saying co-sign something that's whack.
Absolutely.
But I
if you feeling it, pushing.
If you feeling it, pushing it. Shouts out real quick to my boy L Double, my boy Lee from the East Side. He had dropped a song called 702 Step, and this is like really in the time period where everybody was doing the dances. Oh my God. If that 702 step had a pop the way it should have, I'm talking about I was pushing it, reposting it, sending it to everybody, but it never got that traction. But we might need something catchy like that. People are dancing again, you know what I'm saying? It was Soulja Boy, then it went to this long period where people wasn't doing it, and now the Tootsie Slide by Drake, you know what I'm saying? So like, I think that if we did something catchy and cool like that, get behind it. Oh man, you about to do that 702 step? What's the 702? Oh, let me show you, man. Right foot, or whatever it was. I'm gonna get the track at this time, but
that's a good name too. 702 step. That's catchy.
Come on, man. Like, look, re-release 702 step, Lee. L Double, re-release it. Pretend like it just happened, and we'll push it again. Let's try it again.
Yeah, my support. Anything for the city.
Anything for the city, man. I love it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so we talking about it. Kind of made me think about something else. Mm-hmm. So you talking about how DJs they don't play like a verse and a half, or can they switch it up? So I'm thinking, okay, short projects. What do you think about? You remember back in the day? Just taking it back. Tower Records.
You know what I'm
saying? All these spots. You know what I'm saying? Sam Goody. All these spots. What was the one on the strip? Odyssey Records.
Odyssey Records, yeah, man. Sight and Sound.
I think Sight and Sound's still around, right?
Sight and Sound. I think they just insert car stereos now. I think that's how they do it. Yeah, I think that's how they do it.
No, I think I just seen a woman. I don't know if she was a daughter, sister, or mother. Somebody that rebonded her, that took ownership.
Okay.
So I think it's still within the family, still within the bloodlines. I swear, like I seen like a week ago on social media.
Okay.
But my point being is, I remember we used to wait in line for albums. So this is a long story. 18, 15 songs on an album. I remember back then rappers wanted to put as many songs they wanted to as they could on an album. Double disc CDs, All Eyes on Me, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. Now, the trend I feel like is EPs.
Yeah,
so what do you think about that? Because you went from albums to EPs.
My personal opinion about this is that we're in the microwave society now.
Okay.
Nothing we do, even this podcast, if we spend 30 minutes to an hour and a half, we might not get as much attention as we want. People want it quick, digestible.
Absolutely.
I mean, you watch a YouTube clip and they got a 15-second ad, and you're gonna lose your fucking mind.
Absolutely.
15 seconds?
I'll be the first to say when somebody sends me a YouTube link, bad happened. I click on the YouTube link, and then the first thing I do is I click on the screen to see how long might I be watching this video.
Yes, and I don't know if that's bad or good. I don't want to say bad or good. It just is.
Okay.
And so because it is, you have to work around that.
Absolutely.
So I think that nowadays people they're looking for substance
in a shorter span.
Instantaneous. Your food need to be done by this time. By the time you order your McDonald's, it need to be here. By the time you get your Lyft or your Uber, it need to be pulling up. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, we have to get your attention within the first 10 to 15 seconds. If not, it's over. Now, after we got your attention, you'll come back next week, and then you'll give us the hour. You'll give us the 32 tracks or whatever. You're fiending for that more.
It's a buyer's value.
Yeah.
So why am I buying this to you? What value am I getting?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? As a buyer.
The Weeknd, one of my favorite artists right now. The Weeknd.
Weeknd's dope.
He dropped a 5-track EP about 3 years ago called My Dear Melancholy.
Okay.
5 tracks. I was so hot that it was only 5 tracks. But I played them 5 tracks out until he finally just dropped the new album. I think he had like 15 tracks on it, but it brought me in. Them 5 little punk ass tracks brought me in.
How do you really feel?
5 fucking tracks. I had to wait 3 years to get the rest of that shit. But no, I loved it though. But it brought me in, and it gave me like a little sample You know what I'm saying? You at Costco and they giving out the little sample.
Little taste.
You know what I'm saying? Now you go and buy the whole value pack, right?
Yeah.
So I do think that it was, but don't get me wrong, there was a beauty of it back in the day.
Right.
I remember my boy used to go before school. He'd be late to school because he'd go over to Odyssey Records, get the new Ludacris, get the new Saint Lunatics album, come to school with the poster that he got with it. He'd get a record, he'd get an EP, an LP, a demo. The demo would come with like 4 remixes and stuff like that. So back in those days, like you really got an abundance with whatever you were sitting there and you waited for and you put that time and energy into. Now with this microwave society, we're not always getting fulfilled, but we got to get your attention in any way, shape, or form. So I'm hoping that as we continue to do this, you know what I'm saying, we're going to grab your attention early and often, and then we'll give you the substance to continue to have your attention and make it worth your time and effort, because we know, you know what I'm saying, y'all got things to do, y'all got life, y'all got family, y'all got kids. You want to hear something good and entertaining and quick. Because if we bullshitting for the first 30 minutes, you might not give us another 30.
Right, that's it, man. And that leads me to another point, man. I think people, and I think this is one of the reasons, maybe not the entire reason, but one of the reasons why people are that way is because there's a video that I did on YouTube where I'm talking about time. Basically, I was saying that, you know what I'm saying, if you're not passionate about, if you're going to work every single day, right, and you're not passionate about what you're doing, you don't love doing it, you don't want to be there, how much time are you wasting driving to work, working at that job, coming home, having to cook, clean, all that stuff? So I think time is one of the biggest factors on why people want the information so fast and readily available.
Yeah.
We're doing so much in life on a day-to-day basis. Like,
you don't have time to waste.
I don't got time to watch a 20-minute YouTube video. I don't have time to watch a 30-minute video. Even though it may be valuable information, if it's your first time watching it, you might get turned off on it because it's not fast.
Yeah,
so.
I'll give you one better. Not just time, but your perception of time. We say we don't have enough time. You look at 24 hours in a day. Hell, Corona. You look at this. You look at this quarantine. Oh, I don't have enough time to work out. I don't have enough time to work on my book. I don't know. Nah, you got time.
Wait, whose book?
So my book, I'm working on it, but it's taking a minute. I didn't have enough time to work.
So what happened was,
but no, I'm a prime example. You know, I didn't have enough time to work on my book. Well, I'm quarantined and I got nothing but time, but I chose to use my time for something else. So it's not just people don't have enough time, it's the perception of time. People perceive that they don't have enough time, but 24 hours is enough. You woke up, was able to hit the bags, hit the workout, come here and mess with this podcast with me. You're going to spend time with the family, you're going to cook, clean. You have time because you made the time. But I think now, relating back to what you said, what we have to give you is something quality enough that you're willing to waste that time on it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to waste that hour on a podcast, on a movie, on an album, because your time is precious. Even though you do have more time than you think, it's what you want to spend it on and how you want to perceive it and use it. So, you know, so with that said, when I get home and work on my book, because I do have the time.
Y'all heard that, right? Y'all better hold mechanical.
I'm working on my book when I get home because I do have the time. So.
What's the book about? Give me a brief synopsis. Your elevator speech.
Well, I'm glad that you asked. So, I hate to say in the same vein as what's the dragons? Game of Thrones. I hate to say that. I've never seen an episode of Game of Thrones, but when I start talking about it, people think it's like that. But basically, there are 4 kingdoms in this country, and each kingdom has their own superpower.
Okay.
A power of technology, alchemy, magic, and then the 4th kingdom is like a jack of all trades. These 4 kingdoms have been fighting with each other for the power struggle for ages.
Okay.
They finally signed a truce, so there's going to be a moment of peace. It's been about a decade or 2 of peace. There's a small village outside of this kingdom that has another superpower that the other kingdoms have never seen before.
So they don't know about the other kingdom at all?
They've never even heard of it.
Okay.
So when that power gets introduced into this world, all of a sudden there's a cold war starting where another battle is getting ready to ensue. Because if the technology kingdom can get a hold of this power, they'll be this much stronger.
So it's almost like Thanos coming into the Avengers and
they're trying to get the last Infinity Stone.
I can dig it.
You know what I'm saying? So this particular group of people, it's like your Native American type people.
Okay.
They're the original.
They're the OGs and OGs.
They're the ODGs. They're the indigenous people of this community, but they've been wiped out to just about the size of a village.
Damn.
The 2 young brothers go out on a journey to find their father.
All right, you're giving away too much.
And they accidentally show off their power. And then that's when all the chaos stopped, because they accidentally showed off their power to the white people of this world. All right.
bro.
I'll give you more later.
Hey.
I should be done with the book by the end of this year. If I really step on it, I'll send you guys links. I got a website and an Instagram page. We'll make sure we send all the links later. You're gonna love it. I can't wait.
That's dope. I'm intrigued.
Yes.
I'm intrigued to see
I'll
how it
tell you
plays
more
out.
off camera.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's for my ears only.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see how it plays out. And it sounds like it'd be a dope movie.
Right.
The visual could be just dope. If
Right.
it's done right, the CGI, whatever it be, it could be dope.
Remind me. I'm gonna tell you more.
I got you.
I'm gonna tell you more.
I got you. That's dope, man.
That's what's up, man.
Well, yeah, man. I think this was our first little, you know what I'm saying, off the head podcast.
Yes.
Nothing really too scripted. Just wanted to see, you know what I'm saying, what you guys thought. Get your guys' feedbacks. Subscribe to the YouTube channels too. I got mine. I'm gonna plug mine. My boy Krill's gonna plug his too as well. But if you guys like it, if you guys want to see more, drop some comments, share the video, like, you know what I'm saying, like I said, subscribe my YouTube channel and my IG.
Yes.
It's KNine 702.
Yes, and Sun Krill Beachbody is my Instagram. Just give me a little minute, it'll be back.
There you go.
Right now, this is my quarantine body, but Sun Krill Beachbody on Instagram. Check me out, and we'll have a joint YouTube. But for right now, go to KNine 702 and check us out. And then and if you got anything that you want to say, add, comment, maybe something we can bring up on our next edition, we'll be more than happy to do so.
Absolutely, man. All right, baby. I hope you guys are blessed. Holla at your kuya.
Yes, Young Man Krill signing out.